鐘よ響け僕の願いを運んで今日も華やぐ街に胸を躍らせてる
Whenever I hear the Ottavino guys complaining about their job at Mastro Lounge, it's clear to me none of them ever had to work in the fast food business in poor rural areas before. They opened a McDonald's in my village and I jobbed there for a while and I had to prepare orders such as bread with cheese. And why do these things have such complicated names? Question. What is your favorite tale that your family read to you when you were a child? The Story of the Righteous Judge. A tale from the scalding sands where a human thief falls in love with the princess. In my home we had this tattered book where a boy ate candy before bed ampersand never brushed his teeth so a little monster lived in his mouth and smashed his teeth with a hammer. I think this is relevant trail lore. Observing my fellow third years has made me realize that there are exactly two mental states that follow long-term social isolation. Painfully desperate and constantly fed up with human stupidity. That's interesting. I wonder who this is referring to. Being the second one is unfortunately only sometimes funny. Can't imagine making my media enjoyment dependent on something being objectively good. Clearly you people never had to puzzle together your own version of the Pumpkin Night lore out of plot holes and inconsistencies in characterization, and it shows. Nothing gives you quite the same back-to-school feeling as hearing Professor Turns say please take out your homework, everyone, and watching Ace empty out his entire backpack on the floor and frantically search the contents for the crumpled sheet of paper he scribbled the solution onto. I have been friends with Jade and Floyd since middle school, yet I've never been at their home. Their family seems to be very secretive. I once saw them book out all the tables at my mum's restaurant for a business meeting. Their total was well over 10k medal and we gave them our bank info and they're like no cash. 13-year-old me watches in awe as they pull out this large suitcase full of money. Mr. Leach looks into my mother's eyes intently and says no bank transfer, please. My mum just nods and takes the suitcase. We never questioned this incident. As all, my mother has asked me to relay the following message to you. Delete this tweet immediately. In retrospect, I should have quit my shitty job way earlier. People who have never worked in customer service have no right to judge me for potential past crimes. Like sometimes I look at a kid and I know there's nothing going on in that head of theirs. Sir, is this the entrance to the Ferris wheel? You're in the fucking souvenir shop. At JAMILSBFF, was that you? Yeah. All of my peers have a decent dating pool, meanwhile I get to choose between three petty guys with a horribly unstable temper. I love you. I hope you die. Hey, would you be interested in an amusement park date or is that still too early? I heard that Valentine's Day is a day often spent with someone you're interested in romantically. How should I spend this day with you? Maybe start by getting them a gift to show your affection. Like a wedding ring. At Chef Lilia, fix this please. I'm WHEEZIFIFKSNFJFJISKFNRDN. Sometimes people around me say stuff that makes me question how they have friends and am the socially shunned one. Sometimes I buy stuff just because I like how pretty the packaging is. Column. I think the reason I'm bisexual is because my sisters used to beat me up with their shovels when we played in the sandbox and I turned to men for help and associate them with comfort. Cater. Horses can actually feel the rider's emotions. Silver. Sorry I didn't respond to your text. I was observing the stock market. As all introverts remember things. Fucking hate when these old MFs in school are surprised I don't know how to write in cursive. Like, okay grandpa, you can't even turn your laptop on without getting 6 viruses and transferring all of your retirement money to a prince from Sunset Savannah LMAO. Listen, that was one time and it wasn't retirement money. It was the allowance I got from my grandmother for my gargoyle studies. And you're never getting that money back. Especially not after that sentence. I just went to the town at the foot of the hill and I heard two children of men playing outside and one of them said, "I do not fear the dark side," and the other one yelled, "You should." And then I just heard a whack noise and crying. That is the sound of childhood happening. Does that mean I just never had a childhood? Don't worry, that's just what humans are like in general. Be proud you're a calm and composed individual. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a human thing. His mum was exactly like that, set my room on fire and said, "You are no match for my power." There's a kid on my nephew's junior Magicam team who thinks he's a dinosaur, so he's just out there screeching and biting other kids on the field. I don't like Cheka. I'm just here to watch Velachirian. Bitches be like, "I'm fine," and then you look away for 1 minute and it's Daku and I can't do this anymore. Hey, that's not very nice to whoever this might be referring to. How about you go fuck yourself? At Chef Lilia, so let me get this straight. You're actually 700 years old and used to be a war general. That is correct. I fought on the front lines of the war with our neighboring country 500 years ago. It was a brutal and tragic endeavor, and I'm glad that we live in times now where relations between humans and Fi are more peaceful. No, I am sorry you had to go through that. And talking to your opponent and trying to understand each other back then did not work. Call him. You know your father isn't a good cook when one of the top 5 mages in the entire world struggles to fix the mess he made in the kitchen with magic. I apologize, Silver. I tried my best, I really did, but I can't fix something I cannot comprehend. It was like the goo merged with the kitchen counter and the floor. Is your father cooking up poison or meth or something? I am sure his father means well and just wants to do something nice for his kids, and someone should be more grateful for the effort that cooking requires. I continuously do not grasp what determines whether lack of social skills gets you socially shunned or not. For example, Malice can't read the room and it backfires. On the other hand, Colin can't read the room either and people practically flock to him. I'm not an expert, but I think it's because Malice has the energy of a growling Rottweiler while Colin has the demeanor of a golden retriever puppy bringing his favorite plushie to his reflection in the mirror. I didn't have any hope when I said I hope the next heir of the Draconia family will be more mild-mannered, but Malice turned out really well. He threatened to strike me with lightning and throw my body down the cliff today. How exactly is that mild-mannered? Well, for starters, he only does that when you provoke him and not when someone is breathing the wrong way, standing in his favorite corner, wearing colored shirts that are too bright or speak in a weird voice when they are sick. Don't you think that's setting the bar a bit low? What the hell are the other Draconias like? I tried to have an open and honest conversation about my overplot with my mother today. She said that's what happens when you put vaccines over your family members. Can't wait to bring this up in therapy. Having 7 overplots in one school over the course of a year is statistically incredibly unrealistic. The most unrealistic thing about it is the fact that they all got counseling that easily. You're telling me I spent 11 months on a therapist wait list when all I had to do was overplot? Cater, no. At my funeral, take the bouquet off my casket and throw it in the crowd to see who's next. I'm like 80% sure it's me. Wait, what funeral? Took an elevator for the first time today with my classmates. It's so fascinating to see what methods of transportation humans have invented to get around when they don't have wings. You made us stop on all 30 floors. I had no guarantee I was ever going to have this experience again. I loved the music they played during the journey. And this is why I don't want to spend time around people. What sounds like the better greeting for a text message? Dear you, or greetings you. Something tells me you're new to text messages. It is alright, child of man. I have consulted Lilia and he has given me very helpful advice on the matter. Malice, please tell me you did not just send me an invitation to Gargoyle Studies Club starting with Aloha you. I have a question I plan to use in my term paper and I would appreciate lots of answers so I can analyze it properly. How much cash do you usually have on you and where do you keep it? I have never seen such a bad attempt at trickery. Are you sure that's for a paper? Usually about 5 Briar Valley gemstones. How much is that in Madal? There's 3 types of people. Alive, dead and dead to me. You forgot about undead, haunting my dorm building. I have been told there's also puppet, neither alive nor dead, eternally trapped in cursed amusement park, but you know, that's all just rumors. There's also dead to God, which most of you fall under. Isn't God supposed to love us all? At Greatest Wizard Ace is still not back from his driving test. What do you think is taking him so long? 2 words. Ace test. You guys are so mean for no fucking reason. Okay, but did you pass? That depends on perspective. I've had it with that fellow honest guy. I bet that's not even his real name. You can't just traffic innocent students and then walk away like nothing happened. Ooh, what are you gonna do? Call my mama. If you do, don't tell her I'm alive. I love having medium rare raton rye bread for dinner. Reminds me of those times in the war when we used to eat these around the campfire and reminisce about our dead comrades. Lilia. I feel like there's so much to unpack here. Please be a joke post. Please be a joke post. Please be a joke post. Please be a joke. Is war a metaphor here? At Greatest Wizard from one pal to another, I keep seeing you hang out with Prince Malas Draconia, which has made me curious. What do you guys even talk about? Gargoyles, mostly. And how to connect to Bluetooth. We talk about that a lot now that I think about it. I just don't understand why they hide it in the settings like that. It's like they say, keep your enemies close and your friends dead. I'm pretty sure that's not how the saying goes.